needed to be reform. And don't get me on that no police crap. You're out your mind. There need to be police. Someone breaking in my house at 2 a.m, I'm calling the cops. I'm not calling a community activist. But at the same time, there needed to be reform. There needed to be some pushback to what was happening. And I love it when people show me all these stats. Oh, well, this percentage of people are stopped more than black and brown people. Yeah, but you keep forgetting the biggest stat that says black people are stopped more often, brown people are stopped more often, their traffic times take longer, they're spent more times talking to officers, they're more apt to get a ticket, they're more apt to get taken in. That no one wants to talk about that. And so Collin brought all this out, and now all of a sudden, let's see. Let's figure this out, how we're going to do this. We're going to have to say some stuff to make it seem like we're on the side of something, because we have 60%, 70% of our players almost are black and brown people. Come on. Look, my dad told me a long time ago, don't ever try to bullshit a bullshitter. And that's what Roger Goodell is doing right now. We're not that dumb.
Yeah, I totally agree with. I don't know if you might have seen the Sports Center special on ESPN where all the commissioners came on and spoke. Roger Goodell was one of those commissioners, and I expected. Well, I won't say I really expected, but I wanted to see some type of apology. He didn't apologize. He said this statement, and it was a non-apology, in other words. And yeah. I think it all goes back to, yes, the NFL especially, started with in my opinion, started there with Goodell. Back when Collin Kaepernick started taking a knee, at first it wasn't an issue, but then as more and more found out the reason behind it, what it stood for, a lot more players started doing it. When that started happening, they started issuing fines. They started, I guess, you would say threatening or saying that if you continue to take a knee with, during the national anthem, you will be suspended games, or there will be some type of effect that will affect you as a player in playing the game. That was not the teams. That was not the coaches. That was the NFL. And at that point, it's they shut them up. And I would say maybe, if I'm right, 2 years ago, Collin Kaepernick kind of had a little bit of opportunity to make a comeback. That was shot down. That didn't happen. Now we're back to this place where we're seeing reform, we're seeing all of this happening, and now you're saying that you weren't at fault, that it's all on the teams on deciding whether they have to sign him on or not. Like, come on. Like, at this point, it's too late. You tarnished, or you ended one of the best quarterbacks out there, his career. And it's like I want to go ahead and make this comparison with Collin Kaepernick to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, we know what, he was an activist. He was vocal, what he stood for. He was out there protesting. We know what he did. He was out there. He stood for his people. He even went to prison. How a lot of people didn't like him, and put him down, and it affected his career. He didn't have a license. He didn't fight for many years, and then finally all of that was dropped. The charges were dropped. He finally came back and started boxing again, and he was not only a champion, but he was also a hero. And this is something I believe Kaepernick has a lot of comparison with Ali, in my opinion, because Kaepernick started something, and and it's affected his career. And I'm hoping to see he deserves an opportunity to come back, and I hope that a team like the Chargers, do present with him with that opportunity. And now we're seeing now it's all coming full circle. This is what he stood for. This is, what he was trying to make a point of. And we're seeing that, throughout not only the league, but throughout sports. Others will be taking a knee if their season hasn't already started. And and one of the things that I see that this is very, very ironic. In soccer, we're seeing solidarity there, and La Liga Premier League started yesterday. Every single team, every single player taking a knee, and in soccer, they are totally supporting their players and their teams doing this. You're seeing it at the beginning of every single game. The NFL had a chance to do this when it all started, to support their players, support their people, make a difference, and stand behind them, and they didn't. And now they are they are the bad guy, and now they're have a fire up their ass. This does not make the NFL look any good at all. But I think that's the irony. And now Roger Goodell coming and saying non-apology, and this is where we're at.
Yeah, and most people are going to get by that. Look, Collin. The difference here's why I think Muhammad Ali was so different, and as a person, and I'm not knocking Collin Kaepernick by saying that, but at least Collin, when he stood for something or knelt for it, however you want to put it, had some financial backing still. When the champ decided to do that, he was threatened with jail. Like you said, he lost his license, and he lost everything. And everybody loves him now, but there were a lot of people, like you said, that didn't like him at all. And that's why he was such a special person, because he gave up everything, and he never stopped verbally talking. See, I think the difference with Collin is, I'll say this, I think he is an activist in that he brought attention, but he didn't lead anything after, if that makes any sense. He brought you the attention, but if you notice right now, he's not really saying anything. He's kind of letting what he did just be the kickoff and let other people pick it up from there. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. Whereas Muhammad Ali never stopped. He never stopped talking. And so I think that's a little bit of a difference. And he had to regain all his wealth, where, in fairness, Collin did get another Nike deal. So a little bit different. And people are going to play into that. But you know what I say all the time? At the end of the day, people still have to have lights. So I don't begrudge him for having money. I don't. I think that's good. I just think the NFL is being disingenuous a little bit with some of the stuff that they're saying. But we'll find out. Hell, Kyler Murray came out yesterday and said, he's going to take a knee as well, and he's taking a lot of flack, back and forth for that. But players don't care anymore. People don't care anymore. And for the 38 million and one time, no one is protesting the national anthem, the flag, or police, or soldiers. Here's what I think is funny, right? So you have to protest in this country now the way the people with the power think is right for you to protest. Think about that. Now, the protesters that were marching for 14 days straight, they need to stop that. We got it now. No, you don't. What's changed? Well, they should have protested like this. Well, they should have done that. Now, I'm not talking. And then, look at all the looting and rioting. Those weren't the protesters. Well, look at Antifa. Well, what about Boogaloo? So you want to point out Antifa, but you don't want to point out all that stuff. Some police officers got together, and all of them, in unity, had a statement and said they feel that they're treated unfairly. which is in itself a form of protest. Officers in Atlanta are supposed to be calling out sick as a form of protest. And people are saying, that's good. They'll show them what will happen if they call and no one's there. So that form of protest you agree with, so that's okay. The other form of protest you don't agree with, so it's not okay. So those in power can't decide how those who are not in power choose to protest. Because otherwise it wouldn't be a protest. I'm sure when the United States revolted against England, they didn't say, hey, Queen, how can we protest against you? Otherwise, it's not a protest. So it's the crazy world we live in right now, unfortunately. No one stops and thinks about the other side. Everyone is concerned about how it impacts them and them only. So
true.
That's my soapbox.
True. I don't have anything to follow that.
Yep.
Very well said.
Oh, I thank you.
No, thank you. So that's all I have to say on my end, as other than we, if you haven't already been made aware through our social media, we did launch our channel, our Insight Sports Network channel, with a video blog, a blog. It is on Vimeo, and it's also on IGTV. So if you haven't had the opportunity to go and check it out, go ahead and do so. We'll be bringing those to you every week on Monday nights. So make sure, stay on top of those. You'll have your alerts on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook as well. So make sure you follow, join the channel, follow Vimeo, and also on YouTube as well. Anything you want to add, PLR?
It's going to be hot outside. I don't want to go outside today. That's all. It's hot.
I'm with you. But I can't complain because it's on the lower hundreds. So once it starts getting up to the teens, that's when I have an issue.
Okay.
So let's hope we can stay at bay from that for a little bit longer.
Why don't you just use that statement? It's a dry heat. Listen to me. It's over 100 degrees. What you said is, have you been drinking today? It's 100 degrees. Don't give me that it's 100 in the teens. It's okay. It's over 100 degrees. We live in Groundhog's Day. It's 118, and it goes to 102. And then guess what the next day? 118, and it goes to 102. It's not that bad. When your body can feel the difference between 118 and 104, it's that bad. You're killing me with this dry heat.
But don't get me wrong. Yes, totally, I agree. It's hot. Do I like it? No, not at all. Not one bit. Not at all. Not for an ounce. But I'll take the 102 versus the 118, because as soon as you go to the 118, you step outside, it's like, immediately. At least 102, you do go outside, you're like, oh crap, it's hot, but okay, it's bearable. The 118, you can't even stand outside for more than a minute. Seriously. 102, I can stand outside for 5 minutes. So, which is the difference for me, at least. And I don't like the heat.
Why the hell are you standing outside for 5 minutes in 102 degree heat? What is wrong with you? Haven't I rubbed off on you at all? Who the hell stands outside at 102 degree heat for 5 minutes?
That's called a pool, So.
Oh boy! You know what you have? You know what there's this thing in your house called air conditioning and a ceiling fan. If you want water, run a bath because it's still cool inside.
But it doesn't give you a tan. That's the difference.
Oh, well, see, there you go. Now, see, you keep talking like my great-grandmother said, you keep talking, the truth will come out. There you go right there. You're trying to tan up. I don't need a tan. I'm all